The bill to strengthen Wellington's historic town hall has swelled to almost $19 million. The town hall was listed as earthquake-prone in 2009 and closed for strengthening 3 years later, 2012. However, in that time, the costs have almost tripled from an initial estimate of $32 million to the $89.5 million being presented to council next week. Michael Cropp's our local government reporter in Wellington. His story begins with the city's mayor, Justin Lester.
It was here on the site in 1900 where the city's leaders decided they wanted to build the town hall, and for £68,000 it was completed in 1904, which seems like these days a trifling sum.
Justin Lester says the town hall's his favourite building in the city and he's keen to see it strengthened and reopened. To bring it up to 100% of the new building standard, the work includes installing base isolators, digging a new basement and strengthening internal and external walls. That, says Mr Lester, is what the city must pay for if it's going to have the building for future generations.
I am confirming today that we will be taking a plan to council next week around restoring the town hall to its former glory. We want to make sure that this building has a future in the city, not just for the next 100 years, hopefully longer.
Once completed in 2021, the building could become the basis of a civic music hub. The council's working with Victoria University and the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra, who are expected to become long-term tenants in the building. Mr Lester says they will pay for their share of the fit-out and negotiations should be finalised by June. Iona Pannett, a councillor and a vocal heritage advocate, says it's a special building and when the music hub takes off, it'll be a real addition to the area.
It's fantastic to see that there's a new action plan to make sure it's strengthened. It is going to. It's obviously a quite expensive one, but it has to be done. It can't be demolished, and it's going to be an asset for Wellington for the next couple of 100 years.
There have been rumours that the building, which was opened in 1904, has been haunted for years. After the mayor's announcement, council staff members were sharing stories, with one talking about a famous video of a knife spinning by itself. Over the years, some staff have been too scared to enter the building, they say, and one of the council's project leaders admits she doesn't like being there by herself. The project's manager, Bede Cristani, says the strengthening work will make the building 7 times stronger than it was after the strengthening work done in the 1990s.
We're doing geotech testing, so we've got a bunch of assumptions for the ground conditions. So now we're actually drilling and carrying out about 3 different types of tests to test that our assumptions are right or wrong, positive or negative, and that helps us get defined on our design.
The council is set to make its final decision on the plan in late June and is seeking the community's input in the meantime. For Checkpoint, call Michael Cropp, Dernay.